And Channel News Asia's Timothy Goh joins me from London right now, where he is at the Olympics. Tim?
Yep, finally we're connected here, Glenda. And of course, Singapore is, as we know, playing South Korea for the bronze medal at the table tennis event today at the Wembley Arena, I should say. Now, in the opening match, it was a showdown between Singapore's top handler Feng Tianwei and world number 5 Kim Kyung-ga of South Korea. Now, Feng started strongly, taking the first two games 11-9, 11-8 in just under 20 minutes. Feng's impatience, though, to put away the first match gave Kim a lifeline as she fought back to win the third game 11-4. Feng was stretched to 4 match points before wrapping the final game 13-11 to win 3-1 for Singapore. Now, in the second match, Singapore's Lee Jia-wei is up against South Korea's Seok Ha-jung, and Lee drew first blood, storming to a 2-0 lead in just 14 minutes. Seok regained the composure, though, against Lee, and she rallied back to win the third game 11-6, and that's the latest for now, Glenda.
All right, thanks, Tim. Right now, we're going to cross over to Dylan Loh, who is at a... And Channel News Asia's Timothy Goh joins us again from London, where he's monitoring the games. Tim?
Well, Glenda, the latest now, it says here, Singapore 11-6, 2 games up, so 1 more game away from the bronze medal. I should correct myself. It is all happening at the Excel Arena in the eastern part of London. Now, going back to earlier today in the opening match, it was a showdown between Singapore and South Korea's Kim Kyung. Feng Tianwei started strongly there, taking the first 2 games. And with 11-9, 11-8, and that was just in under 20 minutes, Glenda. Feng's impatience, though, put away the first match, giving Kim a lifeline as she fought back to win the third game 11-4 earlier today. Feng was stretched to 4 match points before wrapping the game up in 13-11 to win in 3-1. In the second match, which just happened moments ago, Glenda, Singapore's Lee Jia-wei up against South Korea's Seok Ha-jung. Lee drawing first blood there, storming 2-0 in 14 minutes. But Seok regained her composure against Lee as she rallied back to win the game 11-6 and dropping the third game before finally overcoming Seok 11-5, 11-8, 6-11, 11-8 to win the match 3-1. Singapore needs just 1 more for that bronze medal. Glenda?
Okay, Tim, now apart from table tennis, what else can we expect from day 11 at the games here?
Well, as you can see, it's going to be a very action-packed day in athletics today. We have our eyes on the finals of the women's 1,500-meter race, the women's 200-meter race, the triathlon, and the men's 110-meter hurdles. Very interesting, speaking of these hurdles. More Olympic pain for the Chinese athlete icon Liu Xiang after he crashed out again of the opening round of the 110-meter hurdles in dramatic way as well, I might say. He hit the first hurdle with his left leading leg and crashed to the floor. The 29-year-old Chinese had been battling back and foot problems recently. If you recall, at the Beijing Olympic Games 4 years ago, his dreams of winning gold in front of his home crowd ended up prematurely after failing to clear a hurdle in the heats, no thanks to his Achilles tendon injury. So out of the game for Liu Xiang there of China. In the women's football competition, favorites the United States through to the finals, but only just. Alex Morgan came in at the last minute at extra time to clinch a dramatic 4-3 victory over Canada last night. They will meet Japan in the finals this Thursday over here behind me at the Wembley Stadium. Japan had earlier booked their spot after defeating France 2-1 in their semi-final tie, goals in each half from Yuki Ogimi and Mizuho Sagakuchi, giving Japan a comfortable 2-goal lead. Well, France later pulled one back through Eugenie Lassomme, but the world champs held on. Nadeshiko Japan, as they are affectionately known, are bidding to become the only second side in history to hold the World Cup and Olympic crowns at the same time. And with their final entry, they may have bagged themselves an upgrade on their plane ride home, according to their team coach. There were claims of sexism after the women were seated in the economy class section of their journey here to London, while the less successful U-23, the men's squad, relaxed in the comfort of business class in the same aircraft. Well, Malaysia's badminton star Lee Chong-wei says he is not giving up hope on the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, 2 days after narrowly losing the gold medal. But Lee said his current focus is on the upcoming Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games in 2014. Now, he would only play at the 2016 Olympics if his performance over the next 2 years is favorable and if he doesn't have any serious injuries. Lee, of course, came within 2 points of securing Malaysia's first ever gold medal against world number 1 Lin Dan on Sunday, but had to eventually settle for silver. And more than 1 million tourists and visitors are in London, Glenda, for these Olympic Games. Event tickets, as we've been talking all week long, have been hard to come by. Public transport congested during rush hour. And, well, you will just have to be creative in finding a roof over your head that you can afford. Finding adequate accommodation during the Olympic Games in London could be tough. Hotel rooms are running low, and whatever's left could be pricey. Even a cruise ship has been called in to ease the crunch. No hotel, no rooms, no problem. Just find yourself a park. Okay, not just any city park, but camping at the Games venues across London. For just 10 British pounds, or about 18 US dollars, you too could put up your own tent in designated parks and greens near the main Olympic Park. And to be part of the international tent city that has become home for many international guests.
I've only just arrived, and so far I've found out that there's some Dutch people over here, there's some Australians over here, someone from the Netherlands, someone from the Czech Republic. I think it's going to be a massive party because we're all here for a good reason.
You take a look at the camping place, you see one big orange tent. Well, that's a Holland tent.
Everyone in London is very keen to have the games here, and they want to do a good job, and you can sense that.
Olympics have special atmosphere. It's really different than championship, and so it's really nice.
Many of the thousands of games makers or volunteers are also staying here. A totally new experience that saves you money in the process. So are you up for sleeping bags and tents? I'm sure I'm not. Timothy Go, Channel News Asia at the 2012 London Olympic Games. And Glenda, that's what I'm saying. Out here in the suburbs, we found a roof without having to put up a tent. Anyway, a little bit later on here on Channel News Asia, our correspondent here in London, Ollie Barrett, will join me for more of his thoughts on what's happening here in London. And if you like updates on the London Olympic Games, don't forget to check out our website, channelnewsasia.com/Olympics. Back to you in Singapore.